What's going on, guys? BossUp86 here, back to another video, and today I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite from Indianapolis, Indiana. I do want to mention real quick that I'm sorry for not having last week's review up. Got home, and I was just very exhausted from work, and I wanted to, kind of take like a holiday break, basically. Like, I only had to work one day, and I did see Dynamite, and it was not really great. Like, in terms of overall, wrestling quality, it was one of the weaker Dynamite episodes. Though I will say that Jericho versus Ishii, Jericho's chest bleeding, okay then, that happened. But besides that, the show really wasn't worth noting. Maybe except for House of Black showing up and returning. But besides that, and Jericho and Ishii, it was just whatever. But we have this one, and honestly, this was one of the more better episodes of Dynamite. Although being still kind of like having cartoonish nonsense here and there. But anyways, we'll start the show with Moxley coming down, and he says, I kind of grew up around the area, and he says I live 90 miles from this place right here, and Moxley just over with the crowd. And he keeps going on about MJF and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, Hangman Adam Page shows up. Page is back from his very, very, very scary concussion that he got. And he stares at Moxley. And Moxley says, remember what happened last time we were in a ring? And then they has brawl. And it's just a big brawl between them two. And, okay, there you go. I don't know if Page is heel or he just wants his revenge on Moxley for what Moxley unintentionally hurt him. Like, it was clearly unintentional, but it's all part of storyline, pal. And then we get to Bryan Danielson versus Dax Harwood. I will say this is contender for probably AEW, at least TV match of the year, in my personal opinion. This was absolutely phenomenal. It's a top 3 match of the year contender for me. I would legit put this and Gunther versus Sheamus at Clash of the Castle tied for best match of the year, in all honesty, because these two put on an absolute bar burner. And I'm not going to go through every single move in the match, because if I do, I'll be here from dawn to dusk. Great counters, great submissions. There was a pile driver at one point. You can tell Bryan was having a blast, and so was Dax. But in the end, the label lock, Bryan wins, and there you go. And they show respect at the end. So again, I didn't get too much in detail, but folks, me talking about the match won't do how great this match was. I would say this is the best TV match that AEW has put out this year. So then Tony Schiavone and Ricky Starks are backstage. And Stark says, I want everything. I want the title, and I want the Dynamite ring from MJF. Okay, there you go. They're going to be having a Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. Okay, cool. Another Battle Royal. How original. And anyways, Hangman's in the garage area, and then Moxley brawls with him. Endless brawling between these two. We'll see you this Sunday for the Royal Rumble. Then we get one of the biggest brick walls of this entire show. We get footage of Yuta and Claudio having a confrontation with, what was it, 2.0, which was Parker and Menard, Garcia, and unfortunately Jake Hager. And Renee is there. This was terrible. Whoever thought this was a good idea should get slapped with a cactus. This was so bad. This was so bad. Garcia and Yuta are going to be having a pure title match at Final Battle, and Claudio is going to be taking on Jericho for the world title. And if Claudio loses, he'll join with Jericho Appreciation Society. Because why not just run Claudio out of the company? Why don't you? Yeah, this was bad. I don't need to. If I talk about more, I'm going to get more pissed off, and I'm going to get more dumb as it goes on. So, anyways, we have AR Fox versus Mojo, TNT title open challenge. Match was fine. AR Fox is a really underrated talent. I always liked him. Him or Dante Fox as his other ring name when he was in Lucha Underground. Very, very, very good stuff, I would say. There was cool, interesting dynamics. It was kind of speed versus strength. At one point, Joe kind of did the, walk away spot that he always does, but Fox lands on his feet and drop kicks Joe on the outside. That was some good stuff. Fox tried to keep fighting back, but in the end, Muscle Buster 1, 2, 3, and Joe wins. And he says, "I told you I was going to be running the TNT title division." And then Wardlow appears on screen in the most winter-ready clothing I have ever seen. Like, that jacket could have been more bigger on him, even if it tried. I mean, Jesus, that guy's... That jacket does not do justice for how bulky Wardlow is. That had to be, what, a size, XXL? Like, Jesus, dude. And he says, "This may be your world, Joe, but this is my war." Or it was something like that. They may be having a unification match, or it'll probably be a Wardlow versus Joe for the Ring of Honor TV title at Final Battle. So that way, at least Wardlow can get some ounce of revenge on Joe. Who knows? And then we have a Hobbs vignette, and he says, "You don't know what I've been through, and I was always on the streets in my said home. Now I have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air stuck in my head. Thanks." Okay, I'm kind of interested to see where they're going with it. Then we get a recap of Hook versus Lee Moriarty. And they're kind of doing like a football analysis of at least Taz was, which was kind of funny. Regal comes down, and then he welcomes down MJF. I'm not going to talk about everything that MJF said here. All I just say is phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. Proving why MJF is one of the best wrestlers in the world and one of the best talkers in the industry. Tony Khan, if you do not pay this kid at least a king's ransom after his contract ends, then I'm done with you. Because you'll have gold in the palm of your hand. If you do not do this right, it's going to be like Bret Hart in WCW. It's going to be baffling. This was absolutely amazing. He says, "I pray to God the night Khan foots the bill." And Lord knows I'm not talking about Tony. I'm talking about my boy Jolly Old Saint Nick and my other boy Trips. That was great. And he says, "The bidding war of 2024. He's got a custom-made belt. It's the Burberry belt. BBB, the Triple B. It's got like a scarf, like leather against it, which looks kind of cool, I will admit. And then he says, "Well, Mr. Regal, I have something to say to you." And he punches Regal. Regal looked like he got shot. And he says, "Well, Regal, this is what you get for, trying to... it's a hell to pay with the devil." And there you go. Again, I'm not going to go for every single thing MJF says here. This was absolutely amazing. And then Brian comes down in his shorts, which was kind of funny for some reason, like in his gym shorts. And then Shivani's calling him, something needs to happen to this piece of shit. And this is just great stuff. There are rumors going around. It's by Dave Meltzer, so it's probably full of shit. Because Dave Meltzer is full of shit. He's a liar. That there are rumors that Regal might be going back to WWE. If this is a send-off for him to write him off, then this is absolutely amazing. This is one of the best ways that anyone can get written off. Then we recap what just happened, and then we get Starks versus Daivari. Before the match officially gets started, Hathaway Page and Matt Hardy comes down because Matt Hardy lost, and he's now with the firm along with Private Party. And Page says, after you lose to MJF, I will be the one taking this title, even though they're still part of the firm, which I don't understand that. The match goes for barely a minute. Spear, Rochambeau, and there you go, Starks wins. Then, Rebel Hater, Jesus, Jamie Hayter looked great. Tony Schiavone and Britt Baker are backstage, and Britt says, I just want to congratulate the Steelers on beating the Colts. That game happened, that game happened Monday. Man, Jeff Saturday, not knowing how to do time management, pretends to be shocked. Anyway, she doesn't let Jamie talk, really. It's eventually going to lead to Jamie eventually taking on Britt, or Britt taking on Jamie because she's jealous for the World Women's Championship. And Hater's like, well, how about this? How about you have a sit-down interview with me so that way I can tell you how I feel and all that stuff. And Tony's like, okay, so that's going to be happening next week. So then AJ with Ty Mello, unfortunately, took on Willow Nightingale. It wasn't bad. It's just this Jericho Appreciation Society is terrible. The jerk-off assholes society. That's what I'm calling them now. Because nothing against Jay. It's just a lot of people involved in that group are a bunch of assholes. So it goes on for a bit. Eventually, Dr. Bomb, Willow wins. Okay, they are doing something with Willow. I think that Willow has a very bright future. And then she gets featured on literally any other show, like Dark and Dark Elevation, and no one will really care. It's nothing against Willow, it's just the way that they book the women. And then, you know, Ty is upset, and then Ruby shows up. Ruby Soho. She's back. Hopefully she doesn't get injured again, because she's very injury prone, unfortunately, and Ty is a lazy bitch. That broke Ruby's nose and made Ruby stop breathing for a month. Well, thank God she's back, and she attacks Tay, and there you go. We get a recap of the House of Black returning, and then Shivani, QT Marshall, and Cassie are backstage. They'll be having a title match at some point, I think. I really was starting to tune out of the show at this point. Then Jade and the Baddies come down. Layla Gray, my goodness, she looked great. It's this championship celebration. I'm the real deal. I make all the money and all that stuff. And then Bow Wow was on the screen. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? I did not care about it. Rampage card run down. Then the Acclaimed are backstage, and Billy Gunn's kind of yelling at the Acclaimed like they're at boot camp. And why are you not featured on Rampage? And all that's, or why didn't you feature on Dynamite and all that stuff? And he says, all right, gentlemen, you can now scissor daddy ass. And there you go. I don't know why that is so over, but it works. See, that comedy is funny. As long as they don't go too far with it, it's good. It sells tickets. It sells merchandise. It gives the people what they want. Anyway, we get a Dynamite card rundown. And the Elite with the two idiots, Color Nakazawa, knock it off. Took out that triangle with Alex Abrahantes. I think Callis was on commentary. Therefore, I immediately tuned out of the match. Match Trios Tag Titles. Black Arrow knees up in an Elite win. You would think I would actually care about a match with the Elite in 2022. Well, guess what? You were wrong, because it's not wrestling. It is not wrestling. Elite, one of the most overrated factions and one of the most overrated groups of all time. There, I said it. Fight me. So anyways, that is my review of AEW Dynamite. What do you guys think about this show? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, tap the little bell for more notifications. Join the herd. Look at the next video. Peace out.